my name is Emmeline, and if you guys are new to my channel, then be sure to hit the subscribe button here, and if you guys are on a phone, you guys can hit the subscribe button down below. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make French macaroons that are vegan, and before I get into this video, I'm just going to put a little disclaimer out there. Yes, I say macaroons instead of macaron, which is like the French pronunciation of it, but everyone else here in New York, everyone that I know says macaroons, and I know macaroons are technically like the little coconut cookie. Now that I got that out of the way, I am attempting vegan macaroons today because I am going vegan for 8 weeks. If you guys want to know more about that, you guys can watch my last video. I'll have the link down below. I'm so excited to see how these turn out. I cannot wait to try them. So if you guys want to learn how to make these, then just keep watching. So to make macaroons vegan, we will be needing 2 cans of chickpea juice, and this is going to act as the egg whites. Some guy came up with this idea, and I thank him for it because this is amazing. So you're just going to want to let it simmer over the stovetop, just the juice, until it starts to look like egg whites. So here I'm measuring out 150 milliliters of the chickpea mixture, juice, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to let this sit to the side until it's room temperature. Meanwhile, in a bowl, I'm taking 1 cup of almond flour and sifting this out, and you might start to notice that there are little balls of almond flour, so what you can do is just take a spatula and kind of mash it down until it gets into the powder form again. So to this, I'm adding in 1 cup of confectioner sugar and sifting this on top of the almond flour. So now I'm just going to mix this together lightly because you don't want any clumps to form while mixing it. And now we can put this bowl to the side. So here I'm just going to pour out half of the chickpea juice into a bowl, and the half that we didn't pour out, I'm adding in some beet juice to it. This is a way to color the macaroons naturally because most food colorings are not vegan. So now we can take that mixture and add it on top of our almond flour and confectioner sugar and mix it together until it is all mixed up. So this is what it should look like, and now we can set this bowl to the side and move on to our next step. So here I have 1 cup of sugar and 1/4 of a cup of water. So basically I'm just mixing this over the stove top, and you want to wait until it reaches 245 degrees. If you don't have a candy thermometer, you can just wait until it looks like that. So now I'm taking the chickpea juice, and this is the one that we haven't used yet, obviously. So I'm just going to take this and beat this together. Wow, I can't talk. Beat this together until it starts to form stiff to medium peaks. And it's actually so weird how this is not egg whites. It looks just like egg whites, so it's just kind of like mind-blowing to me. So now I'm adding in the sugar mixture that we just made, and then we can take our mixer and we're going to mix this together for 8 to 10 minutes. So it is easier if you have a stand mixer, but when I moved, I decided not to bring it with me because I didn't have enough room for it. So this was a little bit tedious, but it wasn't that bad. Now we can take the almond flour mixture that we made and add it in to this chickpea mixture, and we're basically just going to mix this together until it is fully mixed up. So here I have a macaron kit that I got from Michael's, and basically we are just piping the macaroons on. If you don't have a kit, you guys can just use parchment paper and use a piping bag or a Ziploc bag. This was a little bit hard to pipe because it was pretty runny, but it wasn't too bad. So now I'm just going to tap the tray on the countertop to release any air bubbles, and this will make a bunch more macaroons. I just didn't make all of them at this time. So here I have a fan to help dry these macaroons. These definitely take longer to dry than the traditional ones, so you want to let it sit out for at least an hour, maybe 2. Once that is done and the macaroon shells are hard, you can preheat the oven to 210 degrees, and we're going to let these cook or bake for 30 minutes. After that 30 minutes is up, we will let them sit in the oven for another 15 minutes with the oven off, and then we're going to let them sit in the oven for another 15 minutes with the door slightly cracked. This will all be on the website, so you guys, if this sounds a little confusing now, it'll make sense then. So now we're going to make the ganache for the center of the macaroons. So I just added in half a cup of chocolate, which is vegan of course, and I added in 1/4 cup of coffee. You guys can add water if you want, if you don't like coffee. And basically, once that was mixed together, I just let it sit in the refrigerator until it hardened a bit. So now I'm just adding in some raspberry jam to the center, and then I'm adding on the chocolate and just putting our shells together. So over time, the ganache will harden maybe in like about an hour, so it's not going to be quite as runny as it looks here. And the raspberry is totally optional. You guys don't have to put that in the center. I just like it because it gave it a little bit of extra flavor. And this is what the end result looks like. I thought it was necessary to do like a live reaction of the macarons just to actually like show you guys kind of like what they really look like and what they actually taste like. Because I feel like it's easier to like explain it like my first time trying them, like, you know, my initial reaction to it. So this is what they look like. They don't have the feet that like macarons normally have, which is like the edges around it. They are pretty thin. I feel like the ones in the picture looked a little bit different than these maybe. Like maybe they were a little bit thicker, so maybe I messed up somewhere. I don't know, but it is my first time making vegan macarons, so maybe I just have to try it again. Okay, so they taste pretty good actually. They, I think, would satisfy like a macaron craving, but they're definitely not like a real macaron. They're not really cakey inside. They are pretty flat. Like, I mean, after me biting into it, kind of focusing, that's what it looks like after me biting into it. It's not like, they're pretty dense, I guess you could say, like, and pretty hard, but they are good. So I will have a link for the website where I got the recipe from and stuff like that in case you guys do want to try this out. So if you guys decide to try out these French macaroons, then be sure to send me a picture to either my Instagram or Twitter. I hope you guys are all having a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!